Mm, 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 mm. Oh, happy Thursday. It is a wonderful, wonderful eclipse time to the full moon. So, um, as we look into the energies of today, there's a lot of friction that's been going on. It's interesting how these things kind of play out and how we tend to line up with them because I um I drank my green smoothie today, but I also ate chips and hummus, which I found that they were organic chips and hummus I made myself, but it's not a choice I usually make. And as I was feeling into the energy and the reason I was making that choice, I realized that it had to do a lot with the energy that was going on in the atmosphere. Now, I could have made a different choice, but I also was kind of doing a clear out of my fridge in preparation for the full moon. So, the full moon is coming up on Sunday. So, our full moon ceremony will be on Sunday. Mm. Um, and in preparation for that, I'm planning the 5th through the 9th, and I released the word plan, but in general, I find that lining up with a lighter food and drinking more water, and if you're into doing any sort of juice or modifying your diet for that time to make things a little bit lighter and easier to process. There has been so much coming up for the collective at large um, that it has meant letting go of a lot of stuff just in general at once. And so the more stuff that you are letting go of, the easier it is to do when you actually are drinking water. So um, that's something that's been coming up, and I noticed um, that. Oh, Maria, are you here? Okay. I noticed that in the last period of time that the more water that I'm drinking, the easier it is for me to pass through and be able to process these things. So just one second while I get a link. Okay. Um, there we go. Okay. Maria's just rejoining. My goodness. Okay. So, the energy right now, um, and there may be a little shift into the way these are going because what they're saying right now is, to be fair, some of this is to make sure everybody's here for the big announcement, which is that it's Thursday. Okay. Um, my gosh. So the energy that has been coming up and welling to the surface in the last day and a half or so has been a lot of friction. And so we have talked about it earlier. And so that's why I would encourage you for this session as well. And through the entire full moon period, Make sure you are drinking plenty of water. As I level up, our ability to help you does as well. And in order for us to really work through things at a revolutionary level, um, drink this one. I have my copper water bottle, and they said it is great and I love it. However, um, for purposes of viewing and me being able to successfully drink water, this one is a very safe option. Love it. Okay. So I was just demonstrating there. So as we work through these things, know that especially around sessions and group meetings and whatever, that drinking plenty of water gets more and more important. And I fully have learned and understood this throughout my process that my body is able to more easily work with me when I do that. So I brought that up to you individually, and they wanted me to really focus on that again today. And I'm doing the work, but I still have more to do as far as water intake today. So just know that that will continue to be a thing that is important as we move along, whether or not it is said in every meeting. That when we're doing this much deeper level work, that being able to work through it quickly and easily and allow things to release is important. So today I actually drank water before I did my processes, I think. Some of them. Yeah, I did. Okay. So I've been doing that as well. So finding balance in your own self on when and how to drink water, just make sure that you understand that is a very, very important thing as we go along. Okay. So we talked about there has been a choice period. And the choice that is out there right now, as things recycle, it is the energy of the Justice card. But in general, a need to review your life and what is it that is working and what is it that isn't. And so, if you take the time to do this on your own, then it shows up less as energetic choices in your life. And I just call it typically being mindful, meaning, does this feel right? For some reason eating chips and hummus today felt right. I also have the extra remaining parts of my green smoothie here, so I have plenty of liquids around me. Anyway, it really is a choice of how are you lining up with it. And things that had maybe not been there, cycling back to, do they make sense? I had been doing really well at eating raw food, and they encouraged me as part of my divine timing path to drink my green smoothies again. And honestly, um, it is just a matter of making sure I have timed things so that I can do things in a sequence that makes sense for my mind and my body. Because I do really enjoy drinking a green smoothie and how it helps with my digestion and clearing out my colon. They actually want me to be very descriptive. And as well as just how I feel in that energy and getting an extra layer of raw food that's really easy for me to do in a day-to-day basis. So rather than cooking and eating, getting that back in there. And it is something that I had done for like the last 13 years that it's just in the last year or two that I hadn't been religiously doing. So it even that is a coming back around for, is this something you should be doing, Rochelle? And the answer is yes. So it's going to show up in a variety of different ways in your evaluation of what it is that you're doing, right? Um, so maybe things that you used to do that you want to be doing again, as well as releasing all of the energetic structures that you were building in, on, and around your day and your life and the way you thought things need to go. So it's not necessarily building out a strict structure. Right now it's 7 p.m. here, and I am still drinking a green smoothie. This one does not have matcha green tea in it for that reason. But I allowed for drinking water first and then eating something and then doing that, and I actually drank part of it already. but it's allowing for things that make sense, that feel good to your body, and also letting go of a rigid structure need. Yeah. And just allowing for those things to be in place. One of the things they want me to share that makes my green smoothies possible is I buy greens and then I freeze a couple handfuls of them so that they're just in my freezer ready to be plucked and put into the blender. You can do that with bananas as well. So I have frozen greens and frozen fruits. This one is like peaches and strawberry and mango, but I historically have done blueberries as well. Honestly, they just want me to get more fruit in there. So getting greens for being able to pass things easily, for getting more fiber in your diet, as well as fruit. Yeah. My gosh. Okay. Whoa. Is a really good idea. So whether or not you choose that as your choice, it's something that has worked for me for years, to be able to get more nutrition into my body that is also rather economical and safe and easy to do for me anyway. Um, so what I want to say is it's all about the cycle, right? And when you do it, does it feel good? I think that every time I drink every time I drink a green smoothie, aside from the incidences of where it may end up, is always a pleasant experience, at least internally for my body. So it's really about that. What is it that you're doing? What is it that you're eating? What is it you're drinking? What is it that you're thinking? Who is it that is present in your life and how are you reacting? Okay, so you want to let go of this internal prison that you've given yourself and feel free to release yourself and let yourself out of the way you were feeling, the way you were thinking, the way you were moving, the way you were or were not dancing. And allow yourself to really feel what does it feel like to be free and be me as we lead into, and we have a few days now, this full moon energy. It is about releasing all of the stuck elements of yourself. If you want to think of it this way, it is an inner child rebirth because that really is all the ways that you learned how to give love, how to receive love, how to be in a healthy relationship with yourself and others. And so the more that you can release the energetic magnitude of what happened in your life, and maybe there was zero positive role models in your life, right? That were actually showing you this is how to give and receive love in a healthy way. And if that was not present, that's okay. You can acknowledge that and say, what does it feel like for me to give love and to receive love from myself? Because honestly, that's where it all begins and ends. When you start looking for that in other people, in animals, in friends, in partners, in food, in sex, instead of first looking for it within yourself, that's where these things begin. So you want to unleash your inner self and determine what does love feel like for me? What does it feel like to give and receive love as my true, authentic self? I think they want me to actually read my channeled version of the inner child as well. And so it's basically the foundation that we are laying here. And that is okay, so here it is. The base learnings to include healthy knowledge of how to love, how to receive love, how to give love, how to be honest, truthful, compassionate, and caring towards yourself and others. So if any part of that is not pure, okay, wow, then you want to let go of that so that new ways of doing that can emerge. It is redoing your knowledge of your base learnings for all of these things. Your base knowledge. Like, the truth is, before you learn arithmetic or science, right, before you learn any of those other things, the most important thing that we want to have taught ourselves is what it means to give and receive love, truth, honor, and compassion. So you want to say, I release any and all aspects of myself that were not willing and able to receive love in all ways. I release all aspects of my heart that were not ready and willing to receive love at any aspect of my time in my life. And it isn't a judgment, it is simply a release of what it is that you realize now. Anything that is left out there. Where was I not willing to receive love? How can I let that go so that I am more able to receive love now? Wow. Okay. How can I be more giving of love as well? Where was I withholding because I expected others to fulfill something within me that I had not yet fulfilled within myself? How can I fulfill the deep needs of love, which is really believing in my highest potential and letting myself have whatever it is that I truly desire? So I release all of the needs, wants, and desires that were unfulfilled. I allow myself to recognize what it is that I want at this given moment in time. Be that water, maybe. And I allow myself, within reason, to have the things that are joyful to me. It is as simple as if I feel like the most exciting thing of what I have available to me within my scope of knowledge and understanding to do now, what of those feels like the most powerful, exciting, wonderful thing that I could do? For me, sometimes it's letting go of energetic connections to things that I sense in the world. Right? And it is, what is it within my own DNA structure of the human design that may be part of me that I can let go so I'm no longer connecting with that part of the 3D world? Whatever it is, it could be letting something go, it could be letting something in, the giving or the receiving or the releasing. It is, what is it that feels like the most powerful thing now? So you want to let go of anything that you felt like you hadn't learned soon enough. Anything that you felt like you should have been doing a long time ago. Anything that you felt like you had it right and you realized you really, really hadn't. Be willing to let it go and to build a new structure within yourself. Oh, wow. Okay. Letting go of all the ways that you thought. I think about when I really came into understanding that love wasn't like doing the things for my body that I thought made me look pretty and felt good. It was doing what it was that I felt that my body needed at any given point in time. So now I'm much more likely to drink water or drink a green smoothie or eat an apple than I am to paint my nails. Right? And so it's really, what is it that feels like the most supportive thing you can do for your mind and your body? And that's so true. And for a long time, anyway, I am happy that I came into that resonance eventually. I'm happy that I came into that resonance at all, right? So, how can you let go of what you're doing that when you look at it, everything that you do doesn't make sense? Right? I was actually eating the chips and hummus going, does this make sense? I'm like, well, I got a day here before I start my full moon cleanse. And so getting rid of this yummy stuff now is actually a really good idea. So that I can have a more successful cleanse. So I'm eating it rather than tossing it out. It was actually part of the process today, that I went through, right? And so it doesn't have to make sense to everyone. It really just has to make sense to me. Does what you're doing feel good? And it actually did feel good. And does it feel good to also let go of maybe something else that you thought you needed to do that you didn't get done and be like, maybe today wasn't the day? Because at the end of the day, it really is about lining up with the timing of when things feel good, right? When is the right time to do something? So there was a correspondence that I made in the last week or two, and it was a correspondence that had come in, and it was before I went on my trip, and I waited until after to respond, and it was because the timing made better sense. I was at a much higher energetic frequency and set point when I returned home and started doing this new practice, and I still am than I was before. So I am thankful to release all of the ways that I was not doing things before and be willing to do things in a greater way so that I can be at a greater alignment to be able to show up first and foremost for myself. And then also to show up for others. And they want me to share more of this. And so at one point, they said I had gotten done doing my yoga practice. They're like, okay, well now you can respond. And I was like, okay. And then I went and did something else first. And I'm like, okay, so now. And they're like, no, now is not now. Like, it just wait until you're in that good higher frequency. Again, it was like right after my practice, and then I had like taken time and eaten dinner or something like that. And I wanted to prioritize that as something I was doing. So either way, it's recognizing the timing and when something feels right to you. Whew, okay. So let go of your fear of not getting it right or not getting it done and just say, what feels right now? If it felt right to go to the bathroom before our session, I agree with that. Because some of it is just human tendencies and not necessarily having a plan, but just lining up with things as they come up. However, until as you are coming into greater and greater alignment with following your inner guidance, right? It would be something like what you're thinking here is rather than me having a set time, I would just, when I felt like the message was ripe and ready, I would just send a note and say, okay, I'm going live, everybody. Now, that is certainly a way to do it. It probably would be more successful for me, but for a collective for you, it's not probably as much, right? So, in order for things to be in the highest level of harmony for everyone, we have a set time and space. And when we do that, it allows us also to align with that as the collective group good. So, the more that you let go of any rigid stereotypes about it, the better everything becomes. So, the message for this week is release all of your energetic ties to your old self, your old ways, your own patterns, your own disguises, your own masks that you were wearing, and be willing to let go of all of the ways that you were moving, everything you were doing and thinking and saying and preparing. All the ways that you had said, I do, and thought that things were moving forward, right? It's being willing to say, it worked pretty well then. I thought it was the right case to do, and it may not be anymore, right? I'm not saying this for anyone specifically in our group. This is a long term message, right? And so it's basically that's the level that we want you to look at this as is when I made this choice, I was in a certain energy, I was in a certain set point, I was in a certain place in my life. Do these things still make sense? What you're driving, what you're eating, your hair care. Um, I've been in love with the shampoo now for years. I want to say it's been around 5 years of using this vegan shampoo. I went to repurchase it and I get them in liter size bottles, right? And you can get it through their website. You can get it at my local grocery store, which is where I found it. And you can get it on Amazon. I went to Amazon. It was not on Amazon. I went to the store. It was not in the store. I went to the website. It was on sale on the website. I ordered it. It's not on the website. So, I hadn't really asked if I should be reordering this shampoo. I'm in love with this shampoo. And I knew, I look at the shampoo bottles in the shower every day and I know that they say vegan. And I was, as I was just like being like, about my shampoo and thinking about how to solve the situation, I received the message, Rochelle, why do you think that is? And I was like, oh, gotta love when it does that. And I realized that they said it's because there's something even better out there. And as I explored it, what I realized is the shampoo is vegan, but the hair product that I use in addition to the shampoo was not. The spray is vegan, so I use a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave-in conditioner spray, and then it's a very lightweight, just, control the, have wonderful no frizz hair. And I realized that whatever it is in there, that it wasn't completely vegan. And so the universe was saying, Rochelle, if you had felt into, is it right to order the shampoo? Does it feel like I should just be doing this? Or could there be a better option? That is the lesson, right? Like, no matter what it is, I had said I do to that shampoo a while ago, and it's fantastic. Um, I think I've talked about it before. It's one of the things that I have a very fond relationship with. Anyway, so I went about then, and there is still a fair amount. I like to make sure I keep myself in things like shampoo and soap and dish soap and things like that. Just mainly the basics of life that I am always, anyway, it's not necessarily the plan that I am advertising here, but just so you know, it is what happens for me anyway. And they're saying that's kind of how we got here, right? Rather than feeling into what feels good at the time, it's really how I got there, right? And so when I took the time, I was like, oh, like there could be better shampoo. I don't, it was an unfathomable concept, to be honest. Um, so I went about the quest. I ordered new shampoo, completely vegan. I went to the website. I fell in love with it. It was completely natural, not um not less expensive. But the way that they talked about their products and their product in general, I was like, oh, this is it. There was a higher frequency shampoo that I could line up with now, and the other one was literally just like falling out of orbit. Um, and I talk about this sometimes in terms of people, right? That like as they try to fall out, allow them to go. And I've been really pretty good about that. I seem to be, I'm laughing at myself. Um, Pretty good at that too. It is the other stuff, right? Like, no matter what it is, whatever your food sequences are, what your clothing habits are, what your meditation and your spiritual practices are, what your shampoo regimen is, even if you think that you had the miracle of all miracles, it could get better. And it lines up with this was the lesson that I learned in the last week because I really do. And I say I release any and all expectations in all ways to 100%. They want me to share, and you didn't see it before, when I was saying that I received the message that it was a very direct message from source saying, Rochelle, I know you love your shampoo, but I have something better for you. If you let go of how it is that you think things need to go, and you really do believe in your highest potentiality, you are going to more than 10 out of 10 love the shampoo because I think I had already thought that that shampoo was a 10. So, I hope that you can enjoy my humor and how I feel about these things. So I'm still using the other shampoo for the bean, but it makes sense on how eventually that would fall out if that company isn't committed to, by the time that I've been using it for 5 years, allow things to fall out that aren't in a vegan state. That makes sense. And so that's just one example that happened in the last week. Because I realized I had ordered the shampoo before I went on my trip, and it had been 2 weeks, and I was like, so yeah, when there is something out there and it's trying to show you something, if you just allow it, right? So, the message here is every single thing, no matter what it is, when you take time to just feel into it, is it this or could there be something better? And is that energy ripe and ready for you to line up with it? In this case, it was. And I was being clearly guided to, I just needed to find it. So, um, Carrie, I was just going on about this. So it's very funny because I almost mentioned you. Did you hear any of my shampoo rant?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were doing this at 7. I apologize for being tardy.
Oh, you're okay. I just wanted to use Carrie as a witness. So the shampoo that I've fallen in love with and used for 5 years, by the way, I ordered different kinds now. Does that seem absurd to you? I was in love with the shampoo, right? Did you experience the same love?
Did I?
Yes.
Yes, I loved it.
Okay. See? Perfect. Perfect. So anyway, the point of this whole thing, and I will summarize quickly, is the shampoo stopped being available on Amazon, in the store, and on their website. I was like, it's my shampoo. It's fantastic, right? And the moral of the story is the shampoo is fine, the hairspray and the leave-in conditioner is fine, but the leave-in cream is not vegan. And so when I felt into it, they're like, Rochelle, it's because there's something better. And I was like, nearly unfathomable, but okay. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I thought you would appreciate that. So the main moral of the story here is for this week, Living Testaments. I love it. That so Carrie is a family member, and so she has the pleasure of being able to visit me in my home as well as my shower and experience my shampoo for those of you who weren't aware of what was just happening there. Um and so when I have these things, I get very passionate about it. I'm like, do you, but just so you know, I think I found this thing and you should try it out, right? So energetically, when you think things is like, why already, this is it, right? What I've been doing is the best. Could it be even better yet? So, I will let you know how I feel when I get this new shampoo. If I have the courage to use it before, anyway, whenever I actually start using it, I won't put a marker on that. So what I want to say is what's coming up in the next week is more things like this. Like, I thought that was pretty good. Like, I was pretty sure those were the mecha shoes that I had, even, right? Oh my gosh. I fell in love with Brooks running shoes, not because I'm a runner, not that I'm putting out anything of what needs to be, but because I absolutely love their shoes, right? I find them to be incredibly comfortable. And when I have been looking for replacing them in the last months, um, it's almost like I've been encouraged to look beyond that brand and find another. And there may be a new brand of shoes that I find making its way into my life. I'll let you know how that one goes too, but it's more like that, right? Like whatever you thought that you had going, the things that you thought that you were doing, the things. Okay, they're saying I think it may be just a new version of Brooks. That one they said seems to be lining up with me because I have worn those shoes actually probably for more like a decade. More they got more than the 5 years of the shampoo. Okay. I don't think that they're making vegan running shoes, but I'm less concerned about what is on my feet within a pair of socks. It's really what's touching, what's close to my body, what I put in my body, and in general, how I'm experiencing life. So, okay, we want to release this change that you're giving yourself to change everything. Because you don't need to change everything all at once. You can release the need to drop everything that you were eating and doing and thinking and just say, every single time that something comes up, how does this feel? Does this feel good? Okay, then I'll eat it. Right? I'll share more funny stuff of mine. I feel into there are, I think, 5 mangoes on my counter. And I feel into not what is the ripest one, but what is the one that would be best for me to eat right now? Because in my story of mangoes, eating the most perfectly ripe organic mango has a certain spice to life to it. So I have a belief system here, is almost what I would call this. Not really, but my higher self understands that and guides me towards what is the mango that I can eat now that's okay, leading me towards at least a couple of them being the mecca of mangoes. And this is just a really interesting way. So you don't have to do it the way that I do it. I'm just sharing how weird I am. And it's basically because I enjoy a perfectly ripe mango rather than eating all of them mediocrely ripe. If I can have a couple that are just all right and then one or two perfectly ripe mangoes, I feel like I'm living on heaven on earth. That is how exciting my life is, really. Um but eating a perfectly ripe mango really is the spice of life to me, I think. In things that I experience, I really count that up there. I am sure that there is more that life has to show me and offer, but that to me is one of the diamonds. So, the reason that I've been going about these things, and that is just like, instead of thinking and doing things the way you'd already done it, because the first time it happened, I was like, self, what are we doing here? Because that mango, I don't even think that was probably the most ripe one. And then I received the download. There's a method because we know what it is that you really desire, right? So the more that you can do that, and quite frankly, it's fun, and amazing and wonderful in Rochelle World anyway. And so when you let go of all of your rigid belief systems, and even just allow yourself to say, what is it that I can let go of that doesn't feel right? What is it that I can say, okay, these are okay, but maybe they would feel better if I simply washed them in organic detergent, right? What is it that feels better to me in my day-to-day life? And you do spend a lot of time in your clothes and your sheets. So paying attention to things that are close to your skin, the more that you can just say, is it cotton? That's good. I'm calling that a win. But right now, what's coming up in the next 5 to 10 days is a very big jump potentiality. And that only comes when you've taken the time to really let go of even the things you thought were working out really well. I'm not saying you need to release your partner. I'm not saying you need to get a new car. But I am saying evaluate every single aspect of what it is within you, your relationship, your partnerships, your work, your family, your career, the way that you're living and speaking and thinking about life, that you're willing to think there could even be a better shampoo. The stories that I share. Okay. The main understanding here that's really important is that if you share, I like this, I really, really liked it. Is it possible there's something even better? Is it possible? When you allow yourself to breathe into, is it possible? When you say, my relationship is going really well, is it possible it gets even better, right? Leaving that room for possibility, believing in the highest potentiality. Like, no matter what choice I made, no matter what I've been doing, no matter what I said I was going to do, if I can let go of all those ways I was imprisoning myself, let myself out of the prison in the darkness and say, I bet I could do even better. Because I know that I did better today than I did yesterday. Okay. They want me to pull some cards on this to reaffirm my message. Oh, and these are tarot cards. So, that was a very interesting message today, but it's really about letting go. So most of the energy work that we were doing today was this. And these are it, right? The Justice card and the Four of Pentacles. And so the Justice card is, did I start out saying that? I think that was in the beginning. So anyway, it is what I've said is coming up for the next month. And it gets really important in the next 5 to 10 days. It's a review of everything, right? Past, present, and what you were doing, and what is it that you've been holding on to. If you know tarot, the Justice card is a major arcana, which means it is a major cycle and sequence in your life. It is something that you're learning, right? And the Four of Pentacles really is needing to let go of stuff that you're holding on to that's keeping you in a state of less than absolutely highest potentiality, is what I'm going to say for this card now, right? Because um over time I would have needed to eventually realize, especially with the way that I've been eating and living and practicing, that the shampoo would have shown me one way or another, not the shampoo specifically, it's actually just the cream, the leave-in product stuff, that wouldn't have worked, right? What is it that you were holding on to that was keeping you in a state lower than the highest state that you could be in? They said there's another card for this. Oh, the Eight of Cups. My gosh, wonderful. Okay. So the Eight of Cups is, we're going to say in this particular one, what is it that you need to walk away from? Right? A review of everything in your life, everything that even felt like it might be pretty good. What I'm getting here is very specific, and you will know if this is for you. If you had been exercising, moving, working out your body in a specific way, the way that you had made promises for, the way that you had said, this is the way I'm going to do it, this is what I agree to do, this is what I agree to myself, to my partner, whatever, is there something that you can do that's going to have better results in a greater way? What else is there? Right? What other ways in your life, in the way that you've been moving, in the way that you've been thinking, oh my gosh, this is the final card. So we have, these are two minor arcana. The minor arcana are the energies at play. The energies at play is the need to review everything for forward movement. That is absolutely what the Chariot card is. It's a major arcana. It's a lesson. It is. This is just reaffirming everything that I said. So it is, right? I need to review every single thing in your life. And really, when I say that, it means feel into it. Does it feel good? Ironically, I'm going to share more of my weirdness. So I have a variety of shampoo. I have like a co-wash sort of thing that's a liquid. I have my Evolve shampoo and conditioner, which is the one that I've been using pretty religiously. I also have the Coco and Eve that I use after I henna my hair. And then I have a variety of bar shampoos as well. So I usually feel into which one should I be using. And for the last probably month, it's been just use my shampoo. And I thought it was like, because we were choosing number one in our favorite, and I realized it's because I was working through that shampoo so that I could find the new one. But it's really, what is it that you can do to feel into what makes the most sense right now? Now, did I have to find that shampoo right now? No. But it sure did feel good to do it. This is, what are you holding on to that you could walk away from, that you could let go of to have a better forward movement in your life? Wow. Those cards were the perfect illustration, can I just say? So this was the end card when you want to see forward movement in a positive direction, mind you. What is it that you can do in order to see that? And so, love it, love it, love it. Okay. The main thing is that's what's coming up. People, places, things, and they had me share shampoo in particular. But that's was the biggest one I have in my life this week, I think. So, well, and the whole mango experience, that's also funny. Okay, so hopefully that made sense to you. Our final release here is I release all expectations, no matter how they came in all ways, to 100%. Good job. Ah. I release all the ways that I was modifying that. I release all expectations in all ways, no matter how they came in from myself or others, even if it came from something I said, in all ways to 100%. Wow. Oh. Okay. I love it. That was fantastic. I felt the energy of your guys' expectations leaving. That's fantastic. Okay. Because when you can let go of how you thought it needed to go, you can leave room for something of a higher potentiality. All right. What do you guys want to share? Tell me what how this resonated with you.
I'll start. Hi, everyone. So today was just one of those days where pretty much everything I went to do, nothing, nothing unfolded as planned. So I think that aligns with what we were talking about today. And however, okay, here observation number one, it didn't like completely ruin my mood. So that's it's a lot of growth for me. That right there, I think I'm just acknowledging that. But anyhow, I mean,
I
really,
love it.
nothing. Thank you, but nothing, and I mean nothing went the way it was supposed to. I was supposed to get this thing done, like, some wellness treatment, some self-love for me on my face today.
Oh
It
yeah.
involved a laser maybe or something, and they don't take checks. And so I'm sitting there, and I was like, okay, and I'm like gonna write the check, and they're like, oh, we don't do that. And I was like, what do you mean? You didn't say that you don't take checks. And this is my dermatologist. I go there like on a regular basis. And so that didn't happen. And then kind of everything after that, like, didn't really work out. But then I thought to myself, and I'm not making this up, I didn't drink enough water today. I did not. I did not drink enough water today. So I sat down and I really started to drink water. And that's the truth of the story. And that's all I just wanted to share. So if anyone, I think a little bit, can we say, is a little bit of full moon energy where maybe we're like getting into right now?
We're staying ahead of the curve, Nicole. We're staying ahead of the curve.
We're ahead of the curve. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's what I was getting. It was the wrong place because you needed to be in a better place.
Yes, and I thought that actually last night because I wanted to be overwhelmingly hydrated. It was important for me before I did that. And I'm not even saying it just because you just like really drilled it into our brains, which was we need it. But like I felt it. Like I felt like I needed to consume H2O in its purest form along with you know, other delightful beverages. But Oh, anyway, so I'm just gonna sit here. I think I'm gonna take a bath tonight. I'm gonna share that. And anyway, that was my day. It was just I can't even think of another example. There was something else though that I forget what it was. So it wasn't that important, but it was just almost everything.
It's letting go of the list and doing what feels right, Nicole. That's your quest.
That is my quest. That's a good quest. So yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Right. And I just want to say the last thing that was kind of coming up for me today is that I would like to release the need to blame everything on myself. Can we, is that one? Is that
It
one?
absolutely is
Okay.
because it is release the need to blame yourself or others, right? It's not like I take that. It's like I release all of that. I release anything, any way that I was blaming myself in all ways to 100%. I
Right.
release all ways I was blaming God in all ways to 100%. I
Mm.
release all ways I was blaming anyone, thing, spirit, family, friend, coworker, myself, the car, in all ways to 100%. Oh, yeah, it's not, we don't need to do
That felt good. Thank you.
that. Woo.
That was it. I'm done. I don't have anything else to share. Just
Does anyone else have something?
Hi.
Hi.
Um, I have a bit of a question. So, very interestingly, I guess during today's group meeting, um, I guess an eyelash went into my eye, and it's just been, I guess, in my eye, it's bothering me. I've been trying to get it out. I feel like somewhat is related to the session. Do you have any comments about that?
that also happened to me today. I just wanted to put that out there. Yes. Okay.
That's so interesting.
Wow. What is the way that you have been prioritizing how you look over how you feel?
Is that even the case, even if it's just one eye? It's my right eye.
What are you, Jessica, what are you asking for there?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand.
Okay, sorry, I will give more details. What I mean is, your eyes are how you view yourself and how you view your world, right? Your eyelashes are literally the way that you are protecting yourself in the way that you see. In general, when you are allowing your protection to literally protect your eye, it's really saying to me, how is it that you are prioritizing how it is that you look over how it is that you feel? Meaning, are you spending more time on makeup than meditation?
Okay, now I get it.
I tried to say it really nice first, but you know. Wow though, two of those. That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Rochelle.
I mean, wow. Interesting.
Mine wasn't an eyelash. I was outside sweeping and I think like a leaf got in it, but it's probably the same thing because I was thinking about that I didn't get any treatment today. I don't know. Is it the same?
Well, girl, what is it that you are releasing from your life? What is it that you know that you're working on?
Oh gosh, I'm releasing it all. It's all got to go. Um,
But
what
specifically, what we talked about today, I'll get
today
more
was the
specific.
blame.
Honey,
Yeah.
that was you working.
Okay.
Working as opposed, right? Like
Yeah. Yes.
doing, and doing is okay. Inspired action is okay. Check boxes on a list just to check boxes is what I would encourage you to evaluate and let go of.
I do like to sweep. I'm not gonna lie. I find it to be a slightly therapeutic, but as I was doing it, I was checking boxes off in my head.
And then that happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna hurry up and do this because then like that's done. And so then I can get that done. And at least I have all this time to get this stuff done now because my appointment's not until the 10th. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay, so can we just take a moment and honor the universe and how it works with us? Because
Yeah.
it was the same method. It's just what were you individually doing that it was showing you how are you looking at yourself in the world? Literally. How does it feel when you look at yourself in the world and are you doing it in an easeful way? And I'm not saying anything against mascara. Please. Right? What I am saying is what have you prioritized in your life? And I will go out on a limb and say, I don't know, 30-ish years of my life, I surely did wear mascara every day. The fact that I am not now is actually a very revolutionary thing. Um, if you think about it in terms of my lifespan, is all I'm gonna say about that, right? So it really is when you feel into it, are you leading with inspired action or just action? And are you doing the things that have the most meaningful impact, right, for you, or something else? Funny though. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't funny when it happened, but um yeah. Okay. And
Thank you.
they're saying it is through restoring yourself to a more natural state, less impacted by less impacted by society. Restoring yourself to your true core frequency, your true authentic self, leads you to a state of wisdom and being led in wise ways. And that's why I shared mine and how it kind of played out. It's like, well, I felt pretty good about what I was doing. I felt really good about my shampoo, right? But if you really look at it, could there be a higher potential? And did you feel into it before you just, it's the blog post that I wrote, right? Sniff before you leap. Did you feel into it or were you just like, well, this is what a girl does? Yeah. What else? What else? Did anyone else have a wonderful story to share? Okay. Um, So, the final message from the cards today, and I did get restoration and wisdom, and I was kind of reading those to you, and it really is how can you look at yourself, what feels good? How can you find your true, authentic self to receive the guidance and the wisdom from your own inner guidance system on what feels good to you? And it is also in words of the tarot. Um, right? The Hermit and the Sun, and these are two major arcana cards. The Hermit is going within, following your own light in order to have a high potential, high value outcome. And this is about fine tuning. It's about, I think I've said it before, like, I thought I was doing really well. And then I was like, oh, do better. I can do, I can be better. I can feel into things better. I can be in a better frequency than I am now. I don't have to be happy with I can be happy with where I am and still come into higher and higher frequencies and potentialities yet. Love it. All right. I love that you guys share those things because really, I think everybody learns and benefits from that and how the universe is really showing you. And we talked about it, I think, in the first cards that I pulled. And it's really how can you see these things and reflect on them to stay ahead of them so that you can release them so that they aren't reflected back to you. That's what the lesson is. It's really living your best life by doing what feels good.
Which could include glowing radiantly from the inside out, though, right? That can be a part of it.
That is it.
That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah. Right?
Really? Yes, yes,
That's why you changed what you were eating
yes. It
and doing.
and stopping a lot of things. More the not doing than even the doing, which was very helpful. So that's good.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so that all, it's the same thing, right? Like, because eventually it felt better to not do the things you were doing than to keep doing them.
Yeah, because I wasn't glowing radiantly. I like to, if I had to put it in the most simplest terms, it comes down to like a lot of that. Yeah. Which gets reflected in your outside world. I mean, people will show you that. And that's good because you can't just let people walk around not showing you that you're not glowing radiantly, honestly, because that's not helpful.
Well, it is helpful for you if you are using the world as a lens, as a reflective lens for you to see what it is that you need to correct. But you can choose instead to say, I am led from within and the world works with me in miraculous ways. But it's
Yeah.
all about how you form your own world in your own way.
We're working on it, Rochelle. We are working on it.
We are doing great. And it's
We're
really, they keep telling me it's like fine tuning at this point. It's like change my perfect vegan shampoo. It is a revolutionary concept. Does that make sense?
I think, yeah, because you already found the perfect vegan, plant-based, non-toxic shampoo. I mean, that checks all the boxes, but still, there's always room for improvement.
See, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there was better. Fantastic.
Who knew?
Yeah. Somebody did.
I just want to share.
Energetically it was out there. Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
I just want to share this because it's like a thought that I have like almost every group meeting, and you're sharing about like an awesome experience with food or product or something, and you're like, I just learned this amazing life lesson from this situation, and I'm like, wow, like I'm so looking forward to that. Like I'm so looking forward to like instead of learning for intense drama, and thank God, like I'm not there anymore. Like I'm having yay. So like I love when, I share things that are more easy. For example, today I was just talking about an eyelash.
So true, right?
So
You're
it's
like,
improvement.
yeah. And that is
Yeah.
a higher potentiality, isn't it, Jess?
It is. It totally is.
Yeah.
So, like, I just want to say thank you, because that's a huge jump, you know? So,
I
yeah, I
love that
appreciate it.
reflection. I
Yeah,
love
thank
that
you.
reflection because that's it. That's it, right? Like, trust me. Don't, yeah, I don't even like those words, but I had a similar thing, right? And now that I'm talking about this, I'm like, yeah, whew, yay. I love that.
Yeah, it would be totally here like a year ago. It would not be, I probably wouldn't be talking about an eyelash, and here I am today. And most of the times I'm talking about blessings that happen, if I do share. So I appreciate it.
I love it.
How's your new job going, Jess? Just not to put you on the spot, but do you like it? Like, is it? I was wondering that about you because last time you had started this new job and you were very excited about it. And I was just making sure that was still going well for you because that always helps a good job, right?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Nicole. So yeah, there's a lot of elements that I do appreciate. Like it's a very um abundant space, an abundant city. Like it's so cute. You get to see like people walking with their families, walking with the dogs, and like I have this huge, beautiful view of the street. Um, but yeah, I'm finding some challenges here and there that Rochelle is helping me through. But I trying to figure it out really what works best for me and with what I got at the moment. So yeah, there's elements that I really do appreciate that I'm grateful for. I feel so blessed that having that financial stability that I have right now too. Um, and I'm improving also few things that I guess it was reflecting to back to me that I'm adjusting. um, so yeah, I appreciate Rochelle's help with that, but I am still figuring things out, I guess.
It
Can I
takes time. It takes time, to get your rhythm, but
let me add to that
yeah.
as Nicole tries to smooth it out for you? Because I think this is a really, really, really good example of being at a frequency and manifesting something that you want. And the example they were giving me was someone winning the lottery. Like, I am the 2 or 3 billion lottery jackpot winner. I managed to be at that frequency. What did I do to get to that frequency, to be at that frequency? How was I using money and living and experiencing life? Am I able to hold on to that and have that continue to be part of my experience? In order to do that, just manifested a job by feeling into its highest potentiality. In order to continue to maintain that, it were I just felt this in my eye. It is continuing to be at that frequency or better, right? So what were you doing to get to that point if you liked it, and are you still doing the things that you did to get there? If you were imagining and picturing your highest potential job and how it felt to go there and be there and experiencing it, are you continuing to do those things? Because there were certain things that got you to that frequency that in order to maintain that level of potentiality, you may need to keep refining within yourself. So that's true. That was a good example of it, right? And Jess can find all sorts of things that she likes about that job. But in order to continue to maintain, and if you look at it throughout the world and throughout life, you can see it in everything, right? What did you do to get there? And are you still feeding the good stuff about it in order to maintain the highest frequency potentiality of any potential aspect? Does that make sense?
It does. It really does. Um, yeah. Thank you, Rochelle.
Good stuff. So the model is drink a lot of water. Our full moon ceremony is on Sunday. Um, I would be open to taking a survey because those were all booked out for the rest of the year. We can do that one at 7 p.m. I will just need to update it. So we can plan to do Sunday at 7 if everyone's still good with that. And leading up to that, just be willing to look at the world through a lens of potentiality because that is what is going to set you forth for releasing a lot of things for this full moon ceremony. That sounds so exciting and wonderful.
I am excited about this full moon. I'm really like I feel like I'm gonna like bring my best stuff,
Yeah.
release what needs to go, and just be excited about it.
Amen. The last one was pretty darn good, and you know what? They all are. So the more that we have recognized it, and these last couple ones have really been preparatory aspects for them, I've noticed as well. So this is drink plenty of water between now and Sunday and beyond, and be willing to look at things in a new and higher potentiality.
Have a question, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Should we focus on our meditation and on the Reiki healing to correct true love unions energy that you have the video? Because that one corrects a lot of self-love and stuff.
You know, Maria, I love that you've been saying that. That has been a video focus of mine this week. So I play the priorities list when I sleep, which includes the ultimate video. It's always what I recommend because it really does a lot of things. But the true love union video is love within yourself and outside of yourself. Capturing that with the true self video is good as well. So saying should I, what you really want to do is take time and allow the videos to be one aspect of your process. Just so you know, I have also been playing the house clearing video pretty much from the moment I wake, anyway, from the morning until when I go to bed at night, right now for what's been coming up for the collective. Because it helps me. And oh, I got a thumbs up from myself. And so when you ask me that, there is what you're feeling into, Maria, and go you, is the energy of choice and the energy of second chances and the energy to reevaluate past, present, and future for anything showing up. And my how I would encourage you to look at everything is to allow things to show up as they are, people, places, things, and ideas, and to say, does that feel right? Does that feel like the highest potentiality? Does that feel right to me now? Or do I need to let it go? And that True Love Union video really helps with the inner and outer energy of all of that. So I would encourage you to use that one, yes, but also use it as part of your process as you are working on your own meditative process, on your own spiritual rituals or sadhanas or asanas, and be that practices or actual yoga poses, whatever it is that you are doing, pranayama, and allowing yourself to recognize what you can let go of and allow for that in your life. And meditation is a good way for things to come up, for you to recognize a thought and to have a different reaction without the elements of karma at action and play in your life. And that is why I encourage meditation so wholeheartedly. I also encourage Isha Kriya mainly because I haven't made a video myself for the Om chanting, because it is very good at clearing your auric field. The Om chanting and the alternate nostril breathing of the processes that I have done have been some of the very most powerful outside of channeling my own work into YouTube to be able to use it myself, which was utterly life-changing. So anyway, that was my answer. Does that actually answer your question, Maria?
100%. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to share? All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for working on your version of wonderful and embodying that and expressing that and living that, because that is ultimately how the world transforms, is through our own energy, being grounded within ourselves and being a beacon of that for those around us to see another way and another choice of how to live. And that, my friends, is the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Love you, ladies. Good night.
Thank you. Love you all. Good night.